Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Emily here, as usual, better known as the Meta Fairy. And today we are talking about four different rules that we live by in order to age in a really well and healthy way. So let's just touch base on why we're calling this well aging. There's no such thing as anti aging. As soon as we hit 27, 28 years old, which is pretty young in my opinion, but that's biology, our natural collagen and elastin production really drops down. So we are actually starting to age. We hit like a peak, and then at 28, 29, we start to slowly age. So there's no such thing as anti aging things. So this is why I'm saying four rules that we live by so that we can well age. Okay, let's just like praise for the well aging things. It's good to age, it's a good thing, but we want to well age in a healthy way. So these are four different rules or things that we live by that we either never skip or that we really follow to the core. So, number one, we never, ever wash our faces with a bar of soap. So, this may sound like a really silly thing, but let me explain to you how a bar of soap can really throw off your skin and make it age really quickly. So a lot of people will kind of take the first step, which is the cleansing step, not seriously. They'll take like a really cheap cleanser, or they'll just use a bar of soap to cleanse their face, and then they'll spend their money on, high quality serums and creams and things. It's okay, but the problem with that is that the first step, the number one product that you're going to use on your face all the time is going to be a cleanser. And if the cleanser is going to be really harsh, it's going to throw off your entire moisture barrier's health, which will give you lots of dehydration and irritation. And if you're using that every single day and you wonder why you have irritated and dehydrated skin and you can't fix it, it's because you're using something that's too harsh for your skin. So, coming back to the bar of soap, there's a lot, in the world of skincare, there's a lot of things going on, but bars of soap are just not something that I agree with. It's because when you look at the formation or the formula of a bar of soap, there's binders in there that keep the bar of soap together. Those are called binders. And they naturally have a more alkaline pH than your more acidic skin. And the problem with using a bar of soap, even if they say that it's a moisturizing bar of soap, the binders will be naturally left onto the skin when you use a bar of soap. So you know that squeaky clean feeling? You're always going to get that regardless because the binders are left onto the skin. And because of that squeaky clean feeling, because of that alkaline pH, your moisture barrier is going to be completely compromised. So your moisture barrier, if you look here, for the people that are watching, you've got this like tight barrier that protects your skin. When your moisture barrier is compromised, you're going to have cracks in it, and it's going to let the moisture out, and it won't have the capacity to keep it in. And the irritants are going to throw in there. They're going to come in there, and that's going to make your skin completely irritated, flaky, not healthy, and you will have a hard time absorbing any other product, whether it's a serum, moisturizer. You're going to have a hard time because your skin's going to be irritated all the time. So when I say that we never ever use a bar of soap to wash our faces, it's because the binders are so aggressive on the skin that it can throw off your moisture barrier, and you will have to repair it after. Even if you just use it a couple of times, let's say you're in a hotel and you forgot your stuff, which you will never find me in that situation. But, I will never use a bar of soap to wash my face because it does throw off the health of your moisture barrier. And when the health of your moisture barrier is completely thrown off, you just get all these other skin conditions that can be fixed when you're not using something aggressive to wash your face with. So that's one thing that we never, never, never do. We do not use a bar of soap to wash our faces. Number one. Now, number two, we never skip using a moisturizer, whether it's daytime or nighttime. These are so, so, so important steps, guys, in your regimen. I know sometimes we feel lazy. It's a Sunday morning. It's raining outside. You're like, I don't want to do my face. I'm going to stay inside all day long. The issue is that your skin always needs moisture. Always, always, always. And I'm not just talking about putting water on your face because your skin's not going to retain that. But it always needs a protective moisturizer on top, whether it's daytime or nighttime. Okay. So the skin naturally does not have the capacity to breathe. So when people say, I'm just going to let my skin breathe, I mean, it's not really possible because the skin does not have lungs. It can't do that. So when you look and think of your skin, you have to think that your skin's cells, they're like little baby fish in the sea, and they always need that water in order to thrive and in order to be super healthy. So when you skip that step, whether it's morning or night, you're actually not doing your skin a favor, because your skin cells are going to be like, where's my moisture? Where's my protective layer for the day? Where's my repairing ingredients for night? So you're not really doing yourself a favor. So for the 30 seconds that it's going to take you to put on your moisturizer, just do it. And you're just going to be consistent with your home care. And you're not going to have these random skin conditions that could pop up because you're skipping putting on moisturizer. And you have to remember that the skin is really acting differently, whether it's the morning or the night. In the daytime, your skin is going to be in a protective mode. So you want to feed it hydration, antioxidants, and protection, so SPF. The reason why your skin is in that protected mode is because usually in the daytime, we are in the environment, we're outside, we get out of the house. Even if you're inside, you're still exposed to that sunlight. So you have all these environmental triggers that will trigger your skin and will try to attack your skin. So your skin, being an organ, is going to be into that protective mode. And you can't really change that. So that's why I tell people, keep your repairing serums and your treating serums for nighttime, because that's when your skin is really going to utilize those really impactful ingredients. So in the nighttime, reverse, your skin's going to be in this, okay, I'm done being outside. I don't have external and environmental triggers anymore. So let's just take a chill pill and let's repair the damage that I got during the daytime. And that's what your skin does. Your skin will naturally be in repair mode at night. So see it as it's your opportunity to really treat and repair and calm that skin down from all the damage that you got during the day. So coming back to, we never skip putting on a moisturizer to let our skin breathe. We never do that, because if you do that a couple of days in a row, it's enough, depending on your skin type again, but generally speaking, it's enough to throw off the hydration, throw off the health of your moisture barrier just a little bit, so that, hey, I'm a little bit more red today, or hey, I'm a little bit more dry, so oh my God, I got pimples. That's because my skin is drier than usual and it's blocking the sebum from coming out. Like it's like a row. It's like a little cycle that can just keep on going. So for someone that's not in this industry, you might think, it's just one day that you're not putting on your moisturizer. But to me, it throws off the consistency that you should have that will give you a well-aging skin. So that's another thing that we never do. We never skip on putting on moisturizer. Now, on to the more serious things. Stress. Stress is a huge, huge thing that can impact our health, our mental health, our physical health, our well-being, anything. And a thing that we really do live by in order to well age is we utilize techniques to make sure that we manage our stress. So I know that sounds kind of like, okay, Emily, okay. But it's true. When we are constantly, in life we have situations that we're always exposed to. So you have traffic jams, you have arguments with your spouse, you have, little things. Oh, I'm going to be late to a meeting. All these things are so normal. Those are called acute stress. So it's like little bumps, little periods of times where you have stress. And a thing that you have to be aware of when you're stressed, your cortisol levels, they go up. And when your cortisol level go up, it kind of triggers your immune system to like, hey, there's an attacker. There's something going on. We need to be on alert. Okay? And that's healthy. That's actually good because it keeps your immune system on point. However, when you're always constantly exposed to stress and you're always stressed, That's chronic stress. And chronic stress is horrible. The reason behind that is because when, again, cortisol levels, they go up when you're stressed, right? You're in a fight or flight situation. And when you're always constantly on that high of fight or flight, cortisol levels super high, your immune system will get used to that, right? So it kind of, because of that prolonged effect of having high cortisol levels, your your immune system will just get used to it. So a super common example that I can tell you about, I see that a lot, is when I have clients and they have these really stressful jobs. They have high paying jobs, they work hard, and they retire. And then as soon as they retire, they fall ill. That's because they've been on that high for so long. And then, okay, retired. So my triggers, my stress triggers are now gone because obviously the job or their bosses or their colleagues was like the main chronic stress issue. They retire, the stress is gone, but their immune system is completely fucked. And it's because it got used to that high level of stress. And as soon as they retired, no more stress. They get exposed to, I don't know, the flu, or, you know, or their body kind of, there's a trigger in their body that they have, I don't know, right now I can't think of an example, but a strong disease that just shows up and their body's immune system cannot fight against it because they're like, it's fine. They got used to it. So that's a huge common example. So, you know, stress will impact the way that you look. It will impact the way that you feel. And when you feel like crap all the time, it will show on your skin and your body's just going to age and not repair itself in an ultimate way. And I'll just give you a funny story. Well, it's not really funny, but when COVID happened back in 2020, I remember it was such a stressful time because no one really knew what was going on. So, and we had never been through a situation like that before. So it was really like, okay, like what's going to happen? So I remember my mom, you know, in her 60s, and over maybe a couple of weeks of that COVID unknown period of time, she actually developed a bunch of small lines around her lip, and she never, ever had these lines around her lip. And we like analyzed it before. We were like, remember like when COVID happened, that's when your lines appeared. Her body went into this like huge shock system, and like all of us did, and it just gave us I don't know how to call it. In French, you call it un coup de vieux, it just made you age a couple of years because you went through such a high period of stress. So it kind of shows you that stress, you know, we can't eliminate stress, obviously, because we do have a pace of life that, unfortunately, we don't live on an island on the ocean and we just chill. Like, we have stressful lives, and we just need to find ways to make sure that we really not let it take over the health of our mind, body, soul, you know, all that jazz. So it's important to have ways that you can actually manage your stress. And for us, we're big people with, we like to use movement, physical movement, exercise, gym, you know, pump up that dopamine with that good old exercise. We love that in our family. Some people like to read a book because it gets their mind out of their day-to-day. Others will like to journal, write things down. It just depends on you. It depends what you like. So find a way that it's going to help you manage your stress. Another thing I'm going to say, socialize. Guys, it's so important to socialize today, especially with a bunch of people now work from home and they're not exposed to seeing their colleagues and seeing other people and socializing. And I'm sorry, but you cannot have a healthy life from your office desk at home all the time. Is just not healthy. You need to socialize with people. And what's fun about socializing, you go have a drink or a cup of coffee with someone, a close friend, and then you guys bitch about life together. And it's healthy to understand that other people are going through these things in life that you are also going through. So, you know, socialize, go out, go see your friends. It's so important. So anyways, just to say that you need to find a way to manage your stress, and that's super important. That's something that we live by. That's something that helps us age in a well way. Now, the final one is a little silly, but don't take life so seriously. Honestly, guys. So I have this motto that I now use, and I guess that comes with experience, with life, with, going through things in life that you're like, okay, like, chill. I always ask myself when something happens that is, I don't know, serious or not serious, I'm like, is it going to matter in a year from now or in 5 years from now? Is it going to impact my life if this thing is still happening in a year from now? And most of the time, the question is no. Most of the time, it's no. So now I'm a lot smarter. I guess that comes with time, but I don't freak out. I do not freak out with the little things that happen in life, at work, whatever. And I guess that comes with training and with, having more experience with having a business and things like that, because we're talking about business here. But I always ask myself, is this going to matter in a year? And most of the time, the answer is no. And then I just have to respond to whatever's going on. I don't react anymore to the things that happen. I try to make sure to respond instead of reacting. Because reacting is just, emotional feelings. That's just temporary. It's not going to help me solve a solution that I need to do. So I always respond, and I always make sure that I answer that question. Is it going to impact my life in a year? And if it does, then we'll take it more seriously. If not, we just have to do the steps in order to, do whatever we need to do. But yeah, we don't take life so seriously. Life is so freaking short, guys. You need to enjoy your time on this planet and, go ahead and splurge, get that serum. It's just such a better life with the serum. But yeah, anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys are enjoying this new experience that you can watch, that you can listen to a nice, crisp noise. Love recording in the podcast studio. It is awesome. It's not too far from my house. It's 10 minutes. So shout out to Ergon. Awesome studio to record podcasts. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you guys want to connect with us, make sure that you reach us on social at Meta Esthétique, or if you want to have a longer conversation, go ahead and shoot us an email, hello@themetaesthetique.com. We love your emails. And until next time, we will chat very soon, and let me know what are your ways that if you have any silly rules that you live by, let me know on Instagram on the podcast reel. Let me know what you guys do to, have a well aging life. All right, we'll chat soon.